Hello, artist. We are doing funky leaves today. The items you will need is your white piece of paper, a leaf tracer, a pencil, and some crayons to start. We will also be using paint as our last step. Step 1 of this artwork is drawing and tracing our leaf and filling it with our lines and shapes. 2 is we will be going over those lines or shapes with crayon. And 3, we will be painting over our leaves and inside our leaves as our final step 3. See? All right, here we go. Hold your leaf with one hand and trace with the other. If your line gets a little off track, don't worry. We can always go back and use our eraser. That's what artists do. We make mistakes, and we get to learn fun ways to fix them. So I'm just erasing any of these lines that I don't need. Good craftsmanship is important. Okay. I'm going to draw a line from the top to the bottom. And then I'm going to draw some diagonal lines from the center to the edge of my leaf. Center, edge of leaf, center, edge of leaf. Center, edge of leaf, center, edge of leaf. By doing this, I'm making different spaces where I can add some lines and shapes that will create patterns. So start with some lines that you know. Think about straight or diagonal, wavy. What about broken? We also call this dashed line. Spirals. I like to make little and big ones. Jagged lines. Also think about some shapes you know. If we repeat them in a space, we will make some patterns, like a polka dot pattern using circles. We can do squares or rectangles. Sometimes I make them big and do smaller ones inside. Ooh, triangles are a great addition to add. I'm going to make them almost look like my leaf has teeth right there. I'll do a little one inside too. What else? What else? Let's do some ovals. I can run those off the page and have them just peek in too. Our next step is to color these and outline these with our crayon. You can choose fall colors or just colors that you enjoy. When you use this crayon, you do want to push a little bit harder just so we get a waxy coverage, because we are going to paint for our last step. I'm going to switch my colors. Whoops, that happens every time. As I outline these, I'm going to also think about some other colors to put inside. Now, it's not just about outlining. You can totally fill in an area as well. I'm going to try to pull out some warm colors here for fall. I'm going to do some red, some yellow-green. I noticed that the aspen trees are starting to change. I have a couple other types of trees in my neighborhood that have really red leaves. They're beautiful. Aspen tend to be more yellow and yellow-orange, sometimes yellow-green. So I'll get my orange here. I want to cover every little line that I've done with pencil. Now, after we're done drawing or outlining, with our crayon, We also need to do trace and erase. That's just good craftsmanship as artists. Trace and erase is just where we erase the lines, pencil lines that we didn't cover up because we don't need them. So I have a couple lines in here that I don't need and I didn't quite cover. So I'm going to erase those. When you're done doing crayon, we're going to paint, and I am getting out some special paints today to do that. I need a little bit more of that yellow green. Balance out my leaf here. Some of these you can fill in instead of just outline. All right, I have a lot of little crumbs that I need to brush off. I have a few lines that I need to erase. Just the pencil. If your crayon is covering up, don't try to erase it. It won't work. Okay, now to get my paints ready, I want to put a little bit of water in each color I'm choosing. You have to be gentle with these. If you rub on them too hard, it makes them too gooey and they get to be a mess. You guys are going to notice when I do step 3 that I always, before I go to a new color, I always dip my brush in that water to wash it out because I don't want to ruin my paint colors or mix up the colors.
I went down and got a hot.
And so this painting step is the final one. And if my brush stays clean, I'm going to get much more vivid colors. You can do one solid color or change the color. Notice that I keep dipping it in the water to rinse it out. And when my page is filled, I can put this on the drying rack. Ooh, I'm going to have warm colors over here. I didn't even mean to do that. That just happened. Warm colors on one side, cool on the other. Ooh, I like it. Oh, man. I cannot wait till you guys do this. It is going to be gorgeous. I got to get a little bit more color on this one. Almost. Get your Swiss cheese. Wow. All right, on the drying rack it goes. Carry it like a pizza box.